Countryside, it's Joe Smith, your general manager, and I am here today with another resident interview.
That's me.
Talk about Countryside 2.0. I'm here with Sharon Siciliano, and you and Sal are two well-known people in the community.
Well, maybe.
Great supporters of the club. Active in pretty much every area of the club.
Pretty much, yeah.
So, first of all, I want to thank you for spending some time with me today.
Oh, you're so welcome. I actually was a little nervous. I have to tell everybody I was a little nervous about doing this because you put yourself out in front of people, and you hear a lot of things, and it just makes you. It made me a little insecure, but I'm not really that insecure person, so I'll force myself, right?
Well, and I think these are just an opportunity to, get some feedback.
Yes, exactly.
And, understand kind of what the conversation is out in the community.
Right, exactly.
So, and of course, you both have been such great supporters of the club, so, we really value your opinion. All right?
Well, we do spend a lot of money here. I do know that.
I know you do. So, Sharon, why don't you start? Tell me how long you've been here at Countryside and kind of what attracted you to the community.
Well, actually, we bought in 1989.
Oh, wow.
Before I'm building in Coventry Court, Building 6, before there was even a roof there. I mean, so I'm telling you, we are like really brand new. And we met all the original groundwork people back then. Mm-hmm. We were very young to buy at the time, and we were buying it as an investment. And we looked around at many places the last few years in a row, and then all of a sudden Countryside was just like taking off. And Sal said to me one day, he says, we better buy, because every time we come, there's 2, 3, 4 more buildings up, and there's not going to be any room for us.
Yeah.
And the price was right. I have to admit the price was right. And one of Sal's, his uncle and also a co-worker told us, if you're going to buy any place, buy in a bundled community, buy in Countryside if you can, because you have a golf course. Don't buy any place that doesn't have a golf course. We didn't even play golf. Yeah. So we made that decision, and it was an excellent decision. The first several years, many years actually, we rented. We came down with the kids off season and at Christmas, and then we rented January, February, March, and April. And a couple times we came down and people would see us and they'd say, well, who are you? And I'm like, well, this is our condo. We had the same people every year for years, and everybody thought it was their place. So that's what a wonderful, it's like home here for everybody.
And, I mean, that's a lot of what happens.
Exactly.
Especially with the longer term residents.
Yes, exactly.
So did you look at any other communities at the time?
At the time, if you think about back then, there was really nothing else to look at. None of the other ones down here on Davis Boulevard were built. There was nothing. Yeah. There was only Foxfire.
Gotcha.
But we didn't even have Glen Eagle, wasn't even there yet. Wow. So yeah, that's why we bought here, pretty much because of the golf course and the area. And we thought it's close to downtown, it's close to the beach, it was close to everything we wanted. So we just thought this was
it's a good location.
It's absolutely perfect, I think.
So what has kept you here that long?
The people. Yeah. I have to say, mostly it's the people. We have other friends that have lived other places, Naples, a lot of places actually, and everything that we see when we go there, it's like the people aren't as friendly. Yeah. We also have had people, and I'm sure you've heard this before, that moved out of here and they wanted to go to a bigger golf course, a longer golf course and everything, and then they ended up coming back because of the people. Yeah. So there's something, I can't say magical. I would think it's more like divine intervention. I feel like God has put a lot of really good people here. Sure. It's like family. Yeah. It really is.
That is consistently everyone that I speak to, whether on camera or off camera, they all say the same thing. Employees and members.
We're absolutely blessed, I think, to be here. You never have to feel like you're alone, ever. Yeah. Because there's always a neighbor or somebody you can call on. Yeah. We were actually lucky because starting out in the condos, we met so many people. Mm-hmm. And then we just felt, and you had a lot of friends, and I actually didn't want to leave the condo because it's, I don't like to make a lot of changes, but Sal said no, he needed more space. Yeah. And so that's when we bought the house in 2005.
Oh, wow. So you've been in the house a long time.
Well, we've been in the house in 2005. Wow. Yeah, we have. We kept the condo a number of years because we had, as I said, we had wonderful renters. And then after that, a man came in and with a young boy, and they lived here year-round, and they were absolutely wonderful in the community, and we never would have asked them to leave because they were just absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
So when he said that he was going to move, because he felt like he wanted to have the boy in a different school, a different middle school or something, and when he decided that he was going to move, we just said, okay, we're going to put it up for sale, and then we sold it to this fabulous couple that are really good friends of ours. So.
Excellent. Well, that's a good segue. So we're talking a lot about the people and friendships and never feeling alone in the community.
Never.
And, you know, if we switch gears and talk a little bit about the proposed project, a lot of, you know, what's involved is social related.
Exactly.
And creating an environment and, you know, improving the social atmosphere, which is already great. And of course, we're out here at the pool. This is an area that is near and dear to your heart.
Very.
So let's talk a little bit about just your initial thoughts on what's being proposed and kind of the different elements and, you know, what do you like about it?
To tell you the truth, the pool used to be, I use it now for water aerobics.
Yeah.
Because we are lucky enough to be a blue zone community.
Yep.
I made that commitment a number of years ago that I would volunteer and have these water aerobics classes year-round, 3 times a week. And I'm very committed to that blue zone effort.
Yeah.
And it's a wonderful, for the people, the tenants that come in and also the homeowners, the people flux throughout the year. I mean, it's really an amazing thing, and it's great for camaraderie. But in the past, I'm talking a number of years ago, well, this used to be a halfway house. And people would come to the pool all the time, and I used to bring my kids here. Everybody brought families, and we could go get them hamburgers or hot dogs or something.
Yeah.
And it was more of a social aspect. Since that has gone away, and we repurposed this room, we lost the halfway house. And from that point on, I think it changed the dynamics a little.
Yeah.
If you understand what I'm saying,
Sure.
we don't have it quite as the social aspect that we used to have. So what we really need to do here, I think, because the pool, number one, is old. I don't know how old it is. Would you say almost 40 years?
Yeah, it's close to 40 years
Yeah,
old.
and it has a lot of problems. The heater, I mean, I shouldn't even mention this.
Mention
the heater
it. It's no
breaks,
secret.
The heater breaks down a lot.
Yeah.
We run out of propane a lot because something happens with the dial or the meter or something. Anyway, so we're shut down a lot, and the cost is actually exorbitant as far as I understand.
It is.
And even the propane cost, I think we're just
It is.
wasting money the way I look at it, and I think we definitely need a more efficient system. And if we have something that is more inviting for people, we'll have a lot more socialization here. I know it. I absolutely know. We used to have cocktail parties here at night. I mean, you know, it was a very social area.
Yeah.
But then that all kind of went away a little bit. And then I've heard from several people that they don't want to come down and sit next to the garbage. Isn't that terrible?
Yeah. I don't blame them.
It's the way everything is set up here. We need to just have it a little more absolutely beautiful. The way it is at other, you know, I don't want to have to go to Naples Heritage and say, oh, I wish we had that.
Yeah.
We can have that.
Sure.
We don't have to be envious of these other fabulous clubs because we are fabulous in itself. And if we just do some of these improvements, I think it'll be wonderful.
Well, you know, the community has really, you know, taken some steps over the last 6 or 7 years to do projects like the wellness center and, you know, the golf course. So, you know, overall, you as residents realize the importance of reinvesting.
Oh, definitely.
You know, and
without
this is
a doubt.
larger scale, but you know, when you look at some of the surrounding communities, and I know the committee did a lot of legwork.
Yeah.
As you mentioned, you know, we do need to keep up with what's going on outside our gates.
You have to. We want to be absolutely, positively proud of where we live.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel like, oh my gosh, why can't we have like that?
Yeah.
So I think in the beginning, I have to tell you, honestly, I went into the meeting and I wasn't all for it because I heard so many negative things from people.
Sure.
People didn't want the pool. They don't want, I mean, just a lot of it. And I went into the meeting not expecting what I saw. And now I'm just like, wow. And I want to be part of the wow factor here.
Sure. So when you mentioned some of the negativity,
Yes.
you know, obviously with a project of this size, not everybody is going to be on board.
Right.
That's human nature. But what are you hearing out there now, and what are some of the concerns that are out in the community now?
I think initially people heard some expanded ideas of the pool that weren't really functional. I heard the term from many, many people. I don't know. Weirdly, they thought there was going to be something over and above what we need. It's not. It's actually going to be very functional. And the whole cost of the project isn't really, the pool is not the focal point. It's all these other things we need.
It's really the club
It's
facility,
the clubhouse. We know, we've known for 10 years we need a kitchen.
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked about this over and over and over again. So if we're going to make everything so beautiful and have this absolutely beautiful bar area, we need the bar. We go into that bar area and it's such a social place. You can have like 6 or 8 people sitting in a row. You can't even talk to each other. You know, we really need that. So when that's going to be so beautiful, and then there'll be outdoor dining, and then people can spill over this way, walking over from the neighborhood in the afternoon and have lunch and stuff. You don't have to be dressed up like you have to be inside. I just think it's a real plus.
There's really no reason not to come to the club.
Exactly.
After, should all this go through, just you and Sal frequent Italian nights. You know how busy those are.
Yeah.
And that shuts the whole club down.
It does. It's terrible, really,
that way. The plan gives the food and beverage team an opportunity to do an event like that, but still offer something at the
where
pool
other
bar.
people, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, another thing that has come to my attention by some of the young women, some of the lovely ladies, I don't know how young we all are, I call everybody young, they go out on Friday nights or Saturday nights in a group, and they go other places. They don't come here. Because who wants to come and dress the same way and always be there with this? They want to do more social, more fun things. Maybe wear their long dresses, do what they want to do, have a good time. But they have to leave the gate. And then you worry about if you're having a couple of cocktails and you could get a ticket, or God forbid you could hurt somebody. So this way we can have everything here within our gate. I mean, isn't that incredible?
Yeah.
It's like when people go on a vacation and it's all inclusive.
Yeah.
we could just be.
It's a good way to look at it.
We could be all inclusive right here.
It's a good way to look at it. And I think a lot about some of the newer events we've started doing outside, like the concerts and movie nights, and kind of what those would be like with some actual outdoor seating.
It would be wonderful.
And having an actual bar and food service rather than doing it on banquet tables and setups. I just think it's exciting. It's exciting to think about.
I have to tell you, I'm so excited about it. I really am. I hope everybody can come on board. And I know you have to really search your conscience a little and think about it, and think in terms of how much you're going to use it. Somebody told me once, actually, can I mention his name?
Sure, why not?
It was Tom Johnson. When Sal and I first moved down here full-time 8 or 9 years ago, that's when they were talking about all the renovation, or maybe 8 years, ripping everything apart and doing this and doing that. And I said, no, I don't want it. I don't want this. I'm moving down here now. I don't want to be disrupted. I don't want any of that. I want it to be just the way it is. And Tom said to me, Sharon, it's not about you. It's about the community. And you know what? We've lived through all this time. It's been absolutely wonderful. And now that I have experienced that and see that we lived through that, and it was almost painless if you think about it. I mean, I know it's when we had the hurricane, we've gone through a lot in the last few years. We really have, between the hurricane and COVID and all the other stuff, the golf course, everything.
You'd mentioned that when you and Sal moved in, you weren't golfers.
We weren't even golfers,
and now here you are 30 years later, going through a massive golf course renovation.
Yeah, and we need it. We needed it.
Yeah, you need to.
Foxfire is redoing absolutely everything too.
They are.
Yeah.
They are.
Everybody around us is doing everything. And please don't think that we're trying to compete with the other, I've heard this from people, the big clubs, the fancy clubs. That's not what we're doing. We're just trying to have everything absolutely wonderful within our own safety of our own gates, and really pick us up to par a little bit, you know.
I agree. I want to talk just a little bit more about the aqua aerobics.
Yes.
So 3 times a week.
3 times a week.
Year round.
Year round, yes.
What size are the classes? Do they?
Well, you know, it's been really interesting. In the summer, we have about 12 that are here, and they come. A lot of people come from the houses, because in the houses they don't really, whether they have a pool or not, I don't care if you have a pool or not, you don't go in the pool by yourself.
Sure.
People just don't, it's boring to go in the pool by yourself. That's it. And then in the winter, people that have pools don't heat the pool because it's very expensive to heat the pool. It's very expensive. So the main thing is if we have our wonderful pool here and we can do it all, our aqua people, I mean, the women are just incredible. A couple of years ago, we did have several men.
Yeah.
And they loved it. They really loved it. But then they kind of moved on to, you know, a little bit of a something else. But they said it helped them tremendously.
Yeah.
And
well, the water is, I mean, just as far as low, there's no impact.
Exactly.
You know, and especially for our age demographic,
yes.
I think that's really important.
Well, what I focus on in this particular class is balance, stamina, strength, and just really good stretching. It's not really a cardio class, although we do get the heart rate up. That's not the plan. The plan is for balance and stretching, really. So that if anybody, we want everybody to be strong, so if you start to trip or something, you have that. You have good core and strength to get yourself up. So it's pretty much what we work on. We head to toe, we do everything really well in the hour. And the only cutoff now I changed this year is my cutoff now is 58 degrees. So I tell the ladies, if you look at your phone in the morning and you see it's under 58, we're not going to have the class that day. It just becomes too cold. So it just becomes too cold. So then we have a nice cutoff line, and it's a good way, and everybody knows about it. So that's good.
What's been the conversation among the ladies in class about the project? Is there anything?
Well, I was asking him this morning, what should I say? And he said, they all said, tell the people the pool is broken and we need a new pool.
Well, that's true. I mean, I wouldn't say it's broken.
I
We're
know.
limping along.
We are limping along, but we're wasting a lot of money, aren't we? With something with the liners and some other stuff.
Yeah, you know, the pool is it's at that age where it needs to be resurfaced. We know we have some leaks. The equipment needs work. You know, I have a proposal on my desk to replace the computer that regulates the chlorine. So stuff just starts to break down.
Yes.
You know, it's at that age, and you know, over time, you're looking at probably $150,000, $200,000 that need to go into the pool.
Yeah.
You know, why would you not reallocate those reserve funds?
Exactly.
You know, into an enhanced area.
Do you think you would make it a saltwater pool?
You know, we haven't gotten that far yet. But certainly saltwater and geothermal heating would be our
because we have 2 areas in Coventry Court, I think, that have gone to geothermal and
much more
perhaps
efficient,
saltwater.
Much more reliable.
Right, and probably better for the skin.
Yes.
We all have to think about our skin.
Yeah. Well, and it's not just being out in the sun. I mean,
exactly.
Skincare is a
no,
big thing
it is a big thing. But you were asking about the classes. I was lucky enough to have some people come from different areas. And take classes in the summer, and then they wanted to branch off, and they've taken them to other areas.
Back into their sub-association?
Into their sub-areas, yeah.
All right.
And that's worked out well. And then last year, because we used to have in the winter about 30 people, but with COVID the last couple of years, I had to keep everything at like 15 or 16, so there was enough space. Yeah. And one wonderful gal from Country Haven, Ann, took a group of her people from Country Haven and does the class over there. So that gave everybody enough chance to spread out. The smaller pools in the Coventry area or Country Haven, you can only get just a small amount of people because we have just that not much shallow area.
Yeah.
You need to have shallow area so that you're, get a lot of your exercise in. So.
Sure. Well, and the pool obviously is going to expand in size.
Yes.
And the shape of it is not traditional. It's not a rectangle.
Right.
So you would have some more area to spread out, and maybe even expand the size of those classes. If
yeah. There's always people that want to come in. Always. So. Yeah. We're really lucky.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. It's exciting.
Do you remember the first day that you came down here when we hadn't even met you yet?
I was closing umbrellas.
Yes, yeah. You came down one day and you're closing umbrellas and you're stacking up chairs and you're doing this, and nobody who knew who it was. So all the women kept saying, "Hey, maybe we hired a cabana boy."
Well, hey, how about this? If the project goes through, I'll work one day a week as a cabana boy.
No, you do what you do best. Okay, that's okay.
I remember that we had I hadn't even started.
I know you hadn't.
I had
Yeah, there
taken
was
the
a
job,
storm
but there was
coming
a
in.
tropical
Yeah.
storm, and I was like, I don't know who's over there. I didn't know anybody.
Yeah, exactly.
So I came over. Yeah.
I know. So we watch you doing that. You're taking everything around, stacking chairs, and so we just thought it was kind of.
We got to take care of the place.
Yeah.
You know, it's important.
Oh, you know who else enjoys the pool too? A lot of the golfers.
Yeah.
They come by, and they all talk to us. A lot of the men dance, and it's a big social event here.
Yeah. Well, I think this product's just going to make it more.
Oh, it's going to be fabulous. It'll be fabulous.
So, in your opinion, is there anything else you think the committee should be doing, or any more information they should be getting out there to just help, squash some? I mean, there's rumors. That's natural.
I know.
Just squash some of the rumors, or I mean, is there anything they're missing?
The meeting that I went to, I thought was absolutely fabulous.
Yeah.
I could not. As a matter of fact, somebody gave me a hard time about it one day, and I said, you know what? How many hours a week? This is what I said to the man. How many hours a week do you volunteer? He says, I don't. I says, well, there you go. I says, I happen to be in a position in my life. I do volunteer a lot of work, and you give a lot of your own time. These people on the committee, I mean, they have given. I don't even know how many hours.
It's countless.
I don't even know what they have done.
Yeah.
But whatever it is, it's very, very impressive.
Yeah.
I think people should just try to give it a chance.
Yeah.
Just try. And also, I think the way they're financing it is nice.
Yeah.
Because if it were me, I wouldn't want to say, oh, I can, like my son-in-law, I think at Foxfire, I think he has to take a big chunk of money out or something. I'm not sure how that's finalized. But this way, if it's like a pay-as-you-go, and you pay as you use it, I mean, you don't think that's wonderful?
Yeah.
What if somebody only uses it for 5 years? You're only paying for 5 years. You're not paying for everything.
Yeah, and if you leave the community,
Yes.
you move, or whatever the situation may be, whoever assumes your house, your next,
Exactly.
purchaser,
I know. I think
balance.
that once I heard that, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like, in my own term, it's like a no-brainer.
Yeah.
And I know it's a lot of money. I know it is. And everybody, I don't have a pension, and I'm on a fixed income of Social Security. And I worked for 55 years.
Wow.
So to me, this is a big change for me.
Sure.
And I do watch what I do, and I know everybody here has to watch what they do.
Yeah.
And money's important to all of us, but also life passes so fast.
Sure it does.
And if we have these chances to have beautiful things and better days while we have the next few years, God bless us.
Well, those are some excellent words of advice, and I so appreciate you acknowledging the committee, because they've done
Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine.
A lot of work the last almost year and a half.
I can't even imagine.
Really, it comes down that their focus was for the betterment of the community
Yes,
as a whole.
yes.
So we certainly have a road ahead of us.
I know.
We'll see where it goes.
I really hope people can just open up their minds a little bit. Don't be so closed-minded.
Yeah.
Just try.
Yeah.
And, to be honest, you can't think about, as Tom Johnson said to me, Sharon, it's not about you. You can't think about you. You've got to think about Countryside.
Yeah.
Because there's many things we've done here that I've never even touched. Like the tennis court. I've never been to the tennis court.
Yeah.
I don't use that tennis court. But other people wanted the tennis court, and if they have it and they use it, and it's amenity, that's what it is. It's not about me.
Yeah. It's the overall lifestyle.
It's the whole
what's
lifestyle.
available.
It really is. And that bar, the way they're going to build that bar, don't you think that's awesome?
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I mean, that you're talking about the Lakeview Lounge.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's going to be just
that'll
awesome.
really increase the seating.
Yes.
I mean, we're this time of year we are at capacity
Everywhere, yes.
and it's tough to turn members away
Yeah.
sometimes. So that'll improve everything, and then just having that circular shape is just going to provide a more social environment. You'll be able to, converse with people across rather than just being in a
not
straight
everybody are in couples. We have a lot of people here that are single, men and women, that life has changed for them, and they go down there, and it's a wonderful time for them to all to get together. The guys become really good friends. The ladies become good friends. They all meet each other. I mean, it's really a great place.
Yeah. That's we say all the time on our end of the business. That's what we're here to do. We provide opportunities for people to socialize.
Yeah.
And myself, when I walk through the dining room and either talk with someone or I see people meeting each other, that's just the best thing in the world. That's what we're here to do.
Exactly.
For you all.
Exactly.
So the club is just another tool that allows us to be able to do that.
Yeah, we love it. We just absolutely love it.
Oh, great.
So I hope.
Listen, I
hope
really
and pray.
appreciate you spending the time with me today.
Of course.
And Joy, I always enjoy talking to you and Sal. So Appreciate all the information. Countryside, again, we're continue with these interviews. All of our residents who have been on camera have been great. And just keep an eye on your emails. There's going to be a lot more information forthcoming.
That's right.
If you have questions, comments, feedback, you can send them my way or to any of the committee members. We do have an email inbox set up for the committee, which we will include in this video, so you can email the committee direct. And Sharon, thanks again.
Thanks so much.
Countryside, we'll see you around the club real soon.
Of course, thank you.
Thank you.